Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look. You can
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This is Phil.
And I'm Leroy. Well, alright, we back again, Phil.
All right, this is round 2 with Big Coop in the house.
Yeah.
What's up?
So, we talked about finance on the last episode. Now, this time, we're going to laugh at them about them Lakers losing. And I picked the Lakers coming out of the first round.
And I had the
In all honesty, let's be realistic, they would have saved Mr. Glass.
Mr. Glass, yeah. I had the Lakers actually repeat winning the championship again. You know what I mean?
I believe if Mr. Glass and the chemistry was a little better, I think it'd have been.
The bad part is we had a big conversation about who was worse between him and Embiid.
Yeah.
And you were saying no, AD is worse.
I didn't think that Embiid was that fragile. I didn't.
Yes.
I really didn't.
He gets hurt all the time.
I didn't know he was fragile like that.
He played like 30 games this year.
And
You got
that's
to remember,
what-
his first 2 years in the NBA, he didn't even play.
Well, see, they knew about Anthony from the Pelicans because he was. But I don't know it was going to be progressive. It wasn't that bad at the Pelicans. It was like 1 or 2 a season. This one, it's like every other game. Like he played one good game and then he get hurt, and then you never seem to see when he got hurt.
They posted a thing about him. They showed like he had like 7 injuries this year where he had to miss time.
Yeah.
When
And then
you
he missed
get
it for
injured
months.
that much, that's got to be a conditioning.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's
And
got to be a
I think
conditioning.
that's why LeBron is more upset because he puts $1 million. He didn't say $1 million a year is what he spends on his body. That's why he's 36 and plays like he plays. AD acting like you can't spend. To me, you're not having a conversation with this guy. I can't believe that's not happening. That LeBron's not saying, AD, yo, you just not gonna get a personal trainer because this is not normal. That it goes from every part of your body, your back, your calf, your leg. Now you got a strain and your leg. How you have strains? You 20? How old is he? 28, 29?
27, 28.
Like,
He's in.
kidding
The
me.
thing is, he's in the prime of his career.
Exactly.
This was supposed to be the year
Exactly.
where
He was
the
supposed to
torch would
dominate.
get passed on to him.
Exactly.
He dominate.
He's supposed to dominate.
LeBron
this year.
follow his lead. You know what I mean?
And we get a few more players,
Yep.
role players, and they continue on this. Now they're not going to fall. I mean, niggas ain't about to just fall down to some losing team,
Right.
Like back when Magic first, all of them, that whole crew was gone. Magic and Worthy and all of them left, and you had to wait for Kobe and Shaq, and then you had to wait 3 more years for them to get it together. And then when Shaq left, you had to wait a couple more years, and Kobe got some help. I don't see that happening because I believe LeBron's going to say, sadly, we got to stick with Vogel because I don't believe Jeannie Buss is going to fire him. Because he did just win you a championship. Well, he ain't really win it. LeBron won it.
I would get rid of him.
But
He
you
did
gotta
a
think
horrible
about that.
job this
Exactly,
year.
but
He did a
you gotta
horrible
look
job.
at who it is. Jeannie Buss is not going to fire him after one.
All right, you talking about firing, but who else is there?
They said
Well, she would
they
have
wanted Jason Kidd.
but
She
because
wanted
he had
Jason
them
Kidd
issues-
because he had
issues.
a bad reputation at that time.
Yeah.
They
What's the
couldn't
bad
give-
reputation?
He must have got caught up in some shit.
Yeah,
That ain't
it was a
domestic.
domestic. It was
Oh,
domestic
but that
issue.
was like in like the
But
90s,
that's
right?
how. But the Me Too movement.
So that's what they said. They
And
wanted
that's
him,
what-
but they
exactly.
couldn't make
She
him the
really-
coach.
she
That's why
really-
he's like the assistant,
Yep.
but the other boy's the
But
coach.
he had a job in Milwaukee, so he had a coaching job. So,
This is the LA. This is a big.
well,
big
they
deal.
wasn't Me Too at the
Right,
time, so
exactly,
y'all
right.
both of y'all. Right.
So I
Yeah.
think if he does get fired, it would be easier now to transition into
You
Jason
could put
Kidd
him
instead
in
of
there.
just hiring him from
Yeah.
the jump. You know what I
You
mean?
can't say, well, he's taking over now. And truthfully, the Me Too movement, I think everybody now getting tired of it because truthfully, it's like at this point now, you just go say a man did something, he just loses.
Well,
his life.
that's what I don't
Ridiculous.
like. I don't like how you can just say it and we got to
And-
take your word for
Right,
it.
and
you know
then
what I mean?
then if you say something to the person, oh, you attacking the victim. Well, what do you mean a victim? I thought it was innocent until proved guilty. Now, see, now I'm about to do the same thing. I don't want to say it's not, that nothing happened to you, but like you said, you just say something, and now my whole life I got to lose my whole job. That's what I don't like. Y'all don't even investigate it, and they saying, oh, he stepped down. Why?
Exactly. Well, when they
You
step
see,
down,
who is that?
Como said, I ain't
When-
going nowhere. Como said, I don't get 13 of y'all come out.
What was the baseball dude that did the same thing that he just said? That before they just investigated and he just stepped down. I want to say is Roberto Alomar Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same
They
thing
said
with
one
him.
thing happened. And
Something
they
had
stepped down,
sexual
he stepped down.
harassment. A sexual harassment accusation came out,
Yeah.
and he just stepped down.
So when they say step down, I don't think they step down. I think management tells them you need to
You
step
get
down.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
We can give you a chance, or we
Yeah.
gonna fire you.
So I watched this show. It was something like, it wasn't Good Morning America, but one of them type of shows was like Ladies Around.
Right.
And the lady was saying how her manager used to touch her shoulders when he talked to her and all this and that and whatever. And then she was like, "Well, I'm sorry." She said it was sexual harassment. The other lady on the panel was like, "I'm sorry, that wouldn't happen to me." And she was like, "Well, what you mean it wouldn't happen to you?" She said, "I wouldn't allow that to happen to me. The first time it happened, I would have said something." She said, "So you're blaming the victim. It's victim shaming." She said. She said, "No, I'm just saying for me, I wouldn't allow that." And me and Shay had that same talk all the time.
Yeah.
She said the same thing. I said, "You get one time to try without reporting the manager.
Exactly.
Somebody say something to you sideways, you check them, and then if they continue it, that's when you report it or you take it to the next level."
Right.
But somebody just say something and then you don't feel comfortable, but you allow it. When you don't say nothing and you allow it, it seems like you're okay with it.
I don't
and
think
then
it, but it's not always that you're okay with it. It's you could be in shock. Like when that mess started happening with Pierre. Now I don't mind even saying this is a male supervisor. When he did it the first time, it just shocked me. Like you be in shock. Like this nigga really do. You got to make sure. Like what I told you with Will. I came to the man. You come over there. I was like, okay. I did look at him like, whatever. He's like, oh, I'm just saying what's up. So the second time, I was like, I laid him out. Like, don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me. I don't just say hi. You gotta say hi. In fact, I told him that day, don't talk. I said, don't even speak to me no more. I said, we good. He was like, oh, it ain't like that, Coop. Yes, it is. I said, leave me alone. So sometimes you can do it, but I'm telling you, man, sometimes you be like, okay, you just like, did this really just happen?
And also another point, when you're young, when a young person, especially like a young woman, and you're trying to come up in the game, and something like that happens, they feel as though that they can't speak because they'll get that bad reputation.
Same supervisor.
you have to say something.
Okay, so this guy was on. Remember on a D checkpoint, you had a queue. So Pierre walks up to this guy. He's in bag. His name, I ain't gonna say his name because I don't know. He's still there. I'm on the X-ray machine, like standing there waiting. I'm not on there. I'm just standing there. I'm looking at the queue. He walks up to this board, puts his hand in his pants like this, and says, "Pull your pants up."
What?
I couldn't even. The boy was like, now he did tell me, yo, but he never said nothing. So he didn't. It was clear he didn't like that.
Right.
The boy's a straight guy, but he didn't say nothing. So it's like, as a man, I'm embarrassed that it happened to me. It's a supervisor because he was a supervisor,
And you
so
feel as though you
people
can't speak.
exactly.
Right.
So it's
That's what
so
I'm
many
saying.
things
But-
because this boy obviously was not cool with that. But when I filed my case, I brought that up. They went to interview him, and Pete, I'll say his name. That little lying back. They try to intimidate him, like this is Coop's battle. You don't really have to say nothing, so he gonna come say, or the guy don't want to talk. Which was a lie. They talked him out of it by saying, "Oh, this is Coop's battle. Don't say nothing."
Right.
So you don't know what people are saying or what goes in their mind, because I'm quite sure he didn't like what just happened to him.
Yes,
but he never said nothing.
Sometimes, like I'm pretty sure the guy was young. Is a black?
Yeah,
black?
yeah.
Okay, so he young and black. He felt as though if he would go up and talk about the supervisor, they're not going. Well, anytime you deal with human resources, don't expect them to be on
They
your
didn't
side.
do nothing else. They didn't.
Well,
do
Yeah,
anything.
don't expect them to be on your side.
Well, I'm like the girl on that panel that said it wouldn't happen to me.
Right.
That wouldn't happen to me.
This is an older
Because-
woman. Is this
because
an older
it's-
woman?
On the show?
Yeah.
It was one female that said...
No, the one that said this won't happen to me.
It was a white lady that said...
Is
it
she's
wouldn't happen to
older?
her. They was around the same age, I want to say.
What was the age?
If I had to guess, I would say... It's kind of hard to tell when you come in.
Right.
But I would say late to mid... Late 30s. Let's say late 30s.
Okay, if this was a 21-year-old woman, she wouldn't be talking like that.
She wouldn't.
She wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. You feel as though that you don't have a right to
But I
speak.
think it's the mindset, because a lot of women look at sexual harassment different when it's coming from their perspective from a guy.
Exactly,
So like me right now, I work. Remember when you was telling us about, and then I agree with you. We had a coworker, big chested.
Yes.
And whenever she used to help you out, she would put them boobs right on you all the time. And I used to be like, yo, can you come look at the screen? Because I got the screen right here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what you think this is? And she come over, let me see. And then boom, right on you. You be like, now if I say something, I'm
You're
wrong.
wrong,
I'm
right.
wrong. But she has to know what she's doing.
Yeah,
and like when the girl said her boss was touching her shoulders as he was talking to him, my boss does it now. I work with all women. when she come in the room and she's talking to us, as soon as you walk in the door, my desk is right there. So she'll grab my shoulder, she'll be talking. One time she was talking to us, and this was her elbow on my shoulder like this as she was talking to everybody. And I ain't think nothing of it. I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking, this kind of weird, you know what I mean? But that's how she is, but I'm not going to report it. I don't feel
Because you're a
offended.
guy, that's why you're not offended.
I've been at the copy machine waiting on a copy, and the girl come up and smack me on the butt with a folder and say, "Come on, you're taking too long."
That's not
Now,
the same.
if you reverse the role,
Yeah, she
I'd have been
gonna tell
fired.
him.
I'd have been
Yeah,
fired.
she gonna tell him.
And you could do it. I mean, it would. The crazy part is people would be, which the way we've been trained, you'd be laughed at. You know, you possibly laughed at, like really.
Right.
She pecked you on your machine, but if you did it to her, it would be a whole new story.
Well, it all depends on where their mind. If they having a bad day, you going down.
Right.
If this the person that you always joke with and she's in a good mood, she ain't gonna say nothing. It's a weird, slippery slope.
It's like
That's true.
It's like what Kwame Brown was talking about. Now, have you been?
Kwame Brown's just been on. He just
now,
been
did
on
you-
everybody.
did
I
you
mean,
hear-
he just picked
No,
out names.
he's been getting on everybody that mess with him.
But it's
He didn't pull nobody random out the blue and said something about
No,
LeBron
wait,
James ain't never said that about him. The Lakers,
And the only thing he said about LeBron James, LeBron need to promote more family. LeBron got a family.
he promote family. He opened a whole school.
No, he don't. But he don't.
That's
talk
not
about his
promoting family. That's not sticking with your wife and building a family and marriage relationship.
But he
That's what
has-
Kawhi. That's what Kawhi was
The
talking
thing
about
is,
LeBron.
he's shown it. You don't have promoted it. He's only been with one woman since high school.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's
you
what
know, he's saying
So what
that
he's
he
supposed
should
to do?
promote that more. Promote that
Like
more
what?
out here.
Did he give an example? Because I didn't see that one.
That's
I just
what he's
heard
talk-
that he
that's
talked
what he's talking about.
Because we say, what is exactly he supposed to do? I mean, let's talk about what LeBron does do. The man opened a school. How do you have a whole school open and nobody even knew you were building? Like, to me, that's some deep stuff. This school just opened and we all heard about it. How did nobody even know about this?
Now, before you get into that, did you hear the story where he told about Michael Jordan and Michael Jordan threw the ball in the stands and told him to go fetch
If you
it?
don't get it before the plane,
Yeah,
leave,
he
you
said
get left.
get it. He said get it before the plane.
Oh, I
leaves.
could, yes.
Now-
I mean, I understand him having this issue with Michael Jordan.
Okay,
'Cause everybody say
but
he's a
this is the
dick.
point. This is the point what I'm talking about. Okay, you 18 years old now. You know if a regular dude his age would have done that, you know he would have either jacked him up or
Right.
just don't do it at all, or either both jacked him up and wouldn't do
Right.
it. Now he felt as though he couldn't speak.
Of course he got. I mean,
can't
first
say
of all,
anything.
when he got drafted, he was 17.
Right,
So it's
you
kind of
can't say
hard
anything.
to
That's what
snap
I'm-
off
that's
on
what I'm
Jordan.
talking
You know what I
about.
mean?
And
That's
you
what I'm
ain't gonna
talking
snap
about
off
with you.
on Michael Jordan. I don't care if you even been in the league for a while. That would be kind of pressing for you to do.
That's
that.
what I was talking about with young ladies like that when their job. They feel as though you can't speak, you can't say anything. You can't take. Kwame Brown couldn't take his hands and put it on Michael Jordan's neck and slowly choke him
Yeah.
until he's unconscious.
Unless
Because
you're
you already
Shaq
know he
and
can.
Kobe. Because he got choked out by Shaq.
Right. You can't do that. So he had to
Has
just
to be a
he had
peer.
to just
Has to
swallow
be a
his
peer.
pride and do it.
That's just deep that Michael Jordan was so crashed to everybody. I didn't, to hear the stories now. How
Well, I've heard
ignorant
stories
that he
coming
was.
up. I've heard how Jordan was. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
And they used to cover it. They used to always say he's so fiery.
Right,
You know what I mean?
you know,
He's
just his thing, you
he's
know, he has-
aggressive.
yeah, yeah.
He's a no take
give
no
him-
type. You know what I mean? All the things.
That's how you win.
Cover,
you know.
yeah, exactly.
Well, Kobe did the same thing. Kobe, I mean, nobody. The funny thing is, he got more when he retired. Everybody loved him more.
But
And
when it comes to Kobe, I would say it's crazy that he was in the league 20 years and don't have no friends.
Yeah, what was
But
we
that's what
talking
I'm saying.
about?
I'm
Like,
just
he
saying,
didn't have-
He didn't
he
want.
didn't-
He literally. I
Right.
think Kobe's thing was the average person in the league wasn't. This is why I believe people in Philly, or I always say Philly, hate him. Talk so much because Kobe was not your average. I mean, even in the league, Kobe wasn't your average black guy that goes into the league. His family was middle class. He was raised mostly in Italy. The man speaks Italian better than Italians. He's
He
not
had like
your-
4 languages.
Yeah,
He
he's like
speaks
4 languages,
fluent.
but particularly Italian. When you hear him speaking, he sounds better than Italian people. But so people can't relate to Kobe. He's not to him. He's good. He's better than a lot of y'all street people, but he wasn't raised in the streets. But he can play just as well as y'all. So I think that's why he didn't have friends, because Kobe was educated and eloquent. Point blank, he was eloquent and he was articulate.
But he probably was an asshole, and that's why you don't have friends.
on top of that, he didn't want to be your
So-
friend because I think he had an enemy type thing. He had that. If I'm your friend, I can't
Okay, now
crush you.
Was he a bad person or was he just
I don't think
antisocial?
He definitely was antisocial, but better.
I think it was a combination of both.
I don't think that makes you
Not bad, but like I would
yeah, what
say,
is bad person? Yeah, what does that mean?
I wouldn't say bad. I would say more.
He was arrogant. Let's
What can I
not
say?
let's not play it off. He was
Arrogant. Maybe aggressive. aggressive to like some of his teammates. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think he had a different work ethic. I mean, we all know the story with him and Iverson. Iverson said, "I'm going to the club." Kobe said, "I'm going to shoot shots." So his whole attitude was, his attitude is what your attitude really should be when you're trying to be the best you can be. Is I'm putting everything into this because this is my one job.
Right.
That's my job. That's making me everything. I'll have time later on to do all that stuff like that. Iverson's thing was, I'm going to party as much as I can, and you already know how you felt about practice. I ain't got to practice. We talking about practice. These are totally different people. So those are two different people that think totally different. But Iverson was good. He didn't practice, but he was good. But he could have been
a lot better, right? But I thought it was weird when they was doing the Kobe Memorial Ceremony, the Hall of Fame. Every player that came in with him, they had their coaches there, they had their teammates there speaking on their behalf, and Kobe only had his wife. And I was like, damn, all them players that he played with. Michael Jordan, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Which is very odd.
And I think they had.
We said the same.
I think they had Jordan because everybody been like, damn, he don't have nobody from the NBA.
But it's very strange because I didn't know when did this happen. Like everybody's saying to me, I'm a Laker fan before Kobe was born. I'm like, when did you and Michael Jordan have this relationship?
They did.
When did this develop?
I saw an interview with Michael Jordan. And once Kobe got his number, Kobe used to always hit him up. So Jordan he would hit me up for advice and this and that. But I'd be like, oh, it's Kobe again. Well, he looked at it as a little brother, but give him advice. But I don't think they was close as they're making it seem now.
Well, he's him because Kobe didn't say this. This is what you never hear Kobe say anything about Jordan. This is what Jordan's been saying since he's been dead.
So that's what I'm saying. So I think they got Jordan to step up because he didn't have nobody. He didn't have Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson was his coach. He ain't got Phil Jackson. All your teammates, nobody had nothing to say about you.
And Shaq obviously couldn't stand. I don't believe that either. Shaq like that's my brother stuff.
Yeah, that's all came after he died.
Exactly.
Before he died, they wasn't best of friends.
Listen, when Kobe won that fifth,
you know that.
You know
they did piece it out on that show, right?
But
not really.
I don't
That
believe
just
it was a
being
real
nice. That was just
even
being
when
nice.
he won his fifth ring, what did he say? We all remember what he said when he won it. I got one more than Shaq. He couldn't stand Shaq, and Shaq couldn't stand him.
Okay, you talking about teammates? What about Eddie Jones? Wasn't Eddie Jones?
Well, he took Eddie Jones' job.
Exactly.
Because
Eddie Jones was like showing him like the ropes and.
Well, okay, that's like you go to a job and they show you the rope. Okay, bye.
No, I thought they was close. Meaning
no.
Okay.
I don't believe Kobe's capable. In fact, look at his family. They didn't even mention his parents.
We talked about the same thing.
Now that I thought was just crazy. I don't care how much fighting went on. You gonna tell me? I don't care. When you die, we all know that somebody died. You could be fighting with your brother, but he died. You are gonna be devastated. They had this boy. They birthed this boy.
Right.
They had him. They took care of this boy. You don't even mention his parents.
And
I think they did that because Kobe didn't have a close relationship with his family.
Well, we know that. I understood that. We know that.
And his wife.
I think it was her.
She held a grudge because they didn't want him to mess with her. You know what I mean? So she held that grudge. You know what I mean?
That's like a 20-year grudge, right?
Well, no, because it was still sour. In fact, it got worse once they sold his stuff.
Right.
Well, he had a whole room at his mom's house, but he wasn't coming around. He wasn't picking up the calls. Nothing. They needed money, so then she sold the stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's messed up that you worth over 200, 300 million, and your family
Kobe is worth. When he died, $600 million.
$600 million?
They had to sell.
But they were still struggling. They got to sell your stuff. You know what I mean?
And this is why I believe his coldness came in, saying, because he even said it one day, I would tell myself, remember he said, what I would tell myself is make sure you set your family up and do what you have to do to make sure that's right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, you bought your parents a house and all that stuff, but I don't see how you don't think you owe, even not that you owe, but let's be realistic. You, like you said, you're darn near a billionaire. What is it going to even hurt you to give your family a one? If you gave 1% of that, that's $60 million. $60 million. No, I'm sorry. 10% of $600 million is 60. So $6 million. If you just gave him $6 million.
Well, see, that's what my wife, she says, like, well, he played in the NBA, shouldn't he have money? I said, but that was a long time ago. They didn't make no money back then.
No.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to tell
you. A lot of the parents.
You know what I mean?
In fact, what's his name? McGee. I was watching last year when everything was in COVID, everybody was doing a YouTube channel. So I'm watching Miguel McGee, his pop, and he was saying that's his money. A lot of the guys, a lot of these fathers that play ball, they don't have, they're like, that's their money. So a lot of them are humble like that. They like, it's their money. But I can't. To me, how could you get to a point where you wouldn't give your dad provided for you? That's how you got there.
Yep.
You were there.
That's how you
because
learn
of
the
your dad.
languages.
Exactly.
That's how you
got
exactly.
there. I don't care if they didn't like your wife. I don't understand. That's deep. But that's your dad and your mom.
But is it really that deep?
Well,
That
she
they
was
don't like-
the
a lot of
the
people
thing
don't like
is
that.
Exactly.
the thing is she was a minor in high school, and that's why they didn't want him messing with her. You know what I mean?
They were the same age, though, right?
No, he wasn't.
No.
No,
Well,
he
ain't that much older than
no,
her.
I think she was like 17 and he probably was like 21 or 22.
And I
something
think
like
also
that. It wasn't a big disparity, but he was an adult and she was still in high school. You know
And
what
I
mean?
think it was the Latino thing.
And then I don't think that was the part. I think it was the age thing the most. And he was so young, and they didn't want a lot of people. When you got money, you don't want your young son with money to get married at a young age.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy that her mom was getting everything. Did you see that? She wanted a house, she wanted a car, then she wanted a truck.
Yes.
Now they beefing with their now the mom.
And now
She supposedly cut the mom off.
Right. Which is
The mom
great.
was mad, saying that Kobe said he was going to take care of me the rest of my life. That's what she's saying.
But that's what I'm saying. So somebody, to
Where
me,
would
they
that
both
come
cold.
from?
But not even
Yeah,
that.
that don't sound right.
Okay, no, I don't not believe that. But I'm saying that's your mom. So how are you now cold? Like I don't get this whole dynamic. Money is something else, man. Money,
Yeah, that's just what I was about
money
to say.
really messes you up because really, even if your mom is acting a fool, to me it's like okay, if I'm pissed with you, I'm gonna sit you down. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, you pissed me off. You got me in the news. So this is what we're gonna do. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna do this no more. But I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna cut you. Here you go, $10 million. That's it. If you blow through that, you don't go hire you some financial person or whatever. That's on you. But this is what you get. But we're done. At least we'll do that.
Right. I got a theory behind it. I think Kobe did say, I'm going to take care of you the rest of your life, but I think it's because the mom was probably going to press charges against him for messing with her being a minor. But since he had so much money,
Phil, you sound like one of these dirty QAnon people.
hey, cause look, she didn't like, cause the mom didn't like Kobe, and she said the same thing. She said, I thought he was too old. He was too old for my daughter.
Well, also
but
you gotta understand. You keep saying it's not the Latino. Let me tell you something. Latinos can be sometimes like Europeans when it comes to us. I've had friends that dated them that say that family members be speaking in Spanish that didn't know that the person knew Spanish, calling them the N-word in there. Or saying they're not good up. My friend now, who's like my brother, he's married to a Latina. His sister told her that you married a black guy. He ain't worth for nothing. They whores. They this and that. This is his wife's sister. That's how she think. But she ain't got no husband. No, she ain't. She got nobody. Can't keep nobody in her life. But he the no good one.
you might be right a little bit about that. But I could be biased because I've dated a Puerto Rican girl, and her family loved me. She liked me. And
I
then
ain't saying all of them. I'm not being like everybody said when you say all of them. No.
One of my boys, Serrano, that used to be in the military with me. I used to hang with him in North Philly. Nothing but Puerto Ricans. I'm the only black guy, and everybody was friends with me. The girls was flirting with me, just like I was one of them. They talk to me Spanish and see that I can't speak it, and then they laugh or whatever. But it was all family. It was love.
See, when I was around family, they did like maybe that's my childhood memory because I was liking this Spanish girl that lived across the street from us. They moved to Erie Avenue. We went over there one day, and then I think the mom started seeing that me and her were connected, and she called my mother and said that I spit in the sink, and I never got to see her again. Never again. So it was like that. To me, that was her way of cutting me off.
Right.
So it could be a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anywho, so go ahead. We should. We done went all over the world.
Oh, keep
with
going.
with
Keep
them.
going.
Yeah, I just so with that situation, I just think it's tragic with his parents. I still think that you don't just exclude somebody's parents when he died in that way. And then don't tell me even if you had a problem with your son, grandparents always love the kids. They always still love the kids. So their granddaughter died, their son died, and you don't let them in anything. That's crazy. To me, I never look at her the same. I can't. I understand you are in pain. You lost your husband and you lost your daughter. But you think you're the only one that's hurting? You think their parents ain't hurting? His sisters are not hurting? No.
Now, what's this thing going on that about the Nike and the sneakers?
First of all, the sneakers ugly as hell. You
I didn't even see how they look.
I seen the back of it when they posted it.
She designed some sneaker and then somebody got it before she got them. This is
who is somebody? Is this a person that
I
worked
don't
at
know.
Nike?
They don't know. Like I didn't investigate who it was. But
Somebody got them before she put them on sale.
And she was like, "How did they get them before I did? I designed it." So she flipped out. To me, it's like she's making big stuff out of dumb stuff.
Right. Well, if this is a person that worked from Nike and they was wearing a sneaker as like a test thing, what's the big deal?
Well, let's You know you can look it up, and that's what you doing.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Right.
I seen it popped on my thing this morning, and I said, "Oh, these the new Kobe's," but then I saw controversy behind it with the Vanessa and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah. Vanessa Bryan probably should come up with a shoe thing. Vanessa Bryan's daughter until you graduate from high school. Not that. Response to Nike shoe controversy. We'll put images so we can see what this darn shoe look like.
I seen the back of it. I don't know where I seen it at. Let me see.
Sneaker. I mean, it's a sneaker that look like you buy in the outlet on the rack where it's like nobody wants. It's a plain shoe.
Oh, so she made a big deal over these?
Yes, because it looked like she got shiny stuff on them.
That's like regular pair of Nike
Exactly, that's
shoes.
what I'm saying. It's like a pair of Air Pegasus. I'm like, girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, go sit down somewhere. It's like, to me, she get on my nerve now. She's doing too much. Like, you got money. The man is limited. I mean, you ain't ever going broke because you got plenty of money. Just sit down somewhere. Let your daughters have a life with this. Not with this. You just. I'm like, I can't believe Nike let her design that crap.
Kobe's wife Vanessa has slammed Nike after new sneakers appears to have been made without her authorization.
You want to read it or?
Not really.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to check it out.
No, that's all right.
It ain't that deep.
No. I just know she was mad over Nike about something, but we
always got issues.
So the sneakers is dedicated to Kobe's daughter, but she's mad, I guess, because they did it without her say so or whatever. That's what it seems
I
like.
thought she did.
Well, she designed it, but they put it out. Somebody got a hold of it.
I want to know who this somebody is. If there's somebody that worked for Nike, then they already got first dibs on it anyway.
Kobe Bryant's wife Vanessa slammed Nike after new sneakers appear to have been made without her authorization. Vanessa alleged that she never gave them permission for the sneakers that was designed in honor of her daughter. She called Nike to halt the sales of all sneakers.
Oh, so she didn't design it? Oh, why do I keep saying? I thought it was that she designed it.
So maybe she's not getting a cut of that, and that's why she's mad?
No, or that the fact is that you doing it for her daughter.
What's wrong with that? It's almost like a tribute to your daughter.
Why not? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She must have had something to do with it because I don't have to call you about a shoe.
Right.
I don't need to call you about something I'm doing. That's my company.
Oh, so here, look, this is a shoe that I worked on in honor of my daughter.
I agree.
So maybe she worked on it, they finished it, and then sold it.
You know what I mean? They had something to do because we say
So
they had something to do with it.
They have to tell her that we were releasing these shoes.
When she worked on it, that's what I'm saying.
She was working on it.
Because other than that, if I just put a shoe out, I'm putting it out. But she worked on it, so she felt like, okay, if I worked on this and we finished it and you said it's cool, you should have told me. But even still,
it was going to be called the Mamacita shoe.
Is it getting too cold?
Exclusive black
No.
It was supposed to be the Mamacita, not the Kobe's.
The who?
Mamacita.
Mamacita. Oh gosh, come sit down somewhere.
Yeah, that's.
She didn't sign the contract with Nike for the sneaker though,
So they
and
released.
decided them not to sell the shoe.
This don't. None of that sounds right on both sides.
It looked like she was working on the shoe. She had the idea and the concept. Somebody from Nike picked it up, finished the sneaker, put it out as the new Kobe exclusives. And that's why she's mad, because she said that shoe was supposed to be the Mamacitas. And then I changed my mind. I didn't want it to be going on for sale for everybody. Just like, I guess a private thing. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like to me.
So you on her side, not Nike's.
I don't care. You getting on my nerves.
She's trying to figure out how someone got the shoes in their possession. She wants them to share it. So she's trying to do some investigating. You know what I mean? Somebody from Nike
Obviously.
finished the shoes and sold it to their boy, or they wearing it. You know what I mean?
Like the girl son used a credit card to buy all the sneakers.
We talked about that on here too. Oh, she was all in cahoots to that.
Exactly.
Because he had the sneakers in her house.
Right, so you knew it. So, I mean, nobody ain't fooled by it. And Nike knew it. And she knew it.
Yeah. It was all in
They're not
cahoots.
playing against you.
She said if someone can share how they got in possession of these shoes, that would be great, because me and my daughters don't even have a pair of the Mamacita shoes.
Maybe you put a
You're Vanessa Bryant. If you
Financial.
wanted a pair, I'm pretty sure you can get a pair.
That's what I mean. Like
Right.
she's talking about somebody. Does this person work for Nike?
Like
if
she
they work for
expects
Nike,
a
then what's
name
the
to
big
come
deal?
out. Like what is she living on? She really thinks somebody gonna come out and oh yeah, I did it.
Right.
She did not re-sign Kobe's year-long contract with Nike. So, that's what it is. Since she didn't re-sign a new contract with Nike and they still putting out Kobe,
And
she's
I
not
don't
getting the
understand that
cut.
either. Why does she do that? Like why would you end that?
She should. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, why
And that's
go-
why. And this is the backlash from that. They still put the sneakers out without you re-signing with them.
Negotiation.
And now they making bread and you ain't getting the cut.
She wants some
Right.
more money.
Well, how much money?
She wants some more money from from Nike.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, she wants some more money. That's what it sounds like. So Coop. So as we've been talking, we already know that you're a Lakers fan. Yeah, the question is, how is somebody from born and raised in Philadelphia, PA, a Los Angeles Lakers fan?
Okay, so like people are Dallas fans, Green Bay fans, Pittsburgh fans, stuff like that. So with my house, it started,
I give you Pittsburgh because
yeah.
that's the same state.
No,
but
it's still like the
continue
same
on.
city. And people live in America drive foreign cars, and the same people that always want to say why you support that team got 3 different girlfriends. You ain't faithful to your girl, but you want somebody to be faithful to the team in your city. Shut up. But that's how I'm a fan, because I want to be. But still, it started when I was little. Like I said, it literally started off of me and my brother not wanting to be the teams that my mother had. You know, she was just crazy Eagle fan, and he picked the Cowboys. I picked the 49ers. He liked the Sixers. The crazy part is he loved the Sixers. I like the Lakers. I think for me, my personality has always been. I wanted to be an actor when I was little. One day the teacher asked everybody to write down what they wanted to be. I always literally thought I was going to go to Hollywood and be on Different Strokes. And I was going to be there with Willis. I was going to be a guest star with Willis and Arnold. And then I would get to meet Thelma from because everybody when we were little, everybody wanted,
Right.
Thelma still. You ever see her now? Thelma's still
Janet
fine.
Du Bois.
No, Janet Du Bois. No, Janet
That's
Du
her
Bois.
name?
That's the aunt.
That's
That's
the
the
aunt.
aunt.
That's
What's
Valona.
Thelma?
That's Valona.
What's
Thelma was the daughter.
Good time.
Thelma.
No, I mean what's her real name? That's what I was talking about.
Janet Du Bois.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's her name.
Okay. That's
That's
the
her
real name of
yeah. Janet.
That's the aunt.
Valona.
That's-
No, Thelma's real
The
name.
aunt.
What is her real name? 'Cause I just really saw it a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember it, but she. Anyway,
Yeah,
she's still
I've
fine.
seen her lately.
She's still
Yeah.
fine. But I think it was just me wanting to be a Hollywood. I like because everybody's like, how both of your team is in LA, like or in
Like,
California.
you chose the Raiders.
No. Well, now, no. I think now I think being back then, if I have to have a psychological issue with the team I chose in there, that might have been the colors when I was little. Like you told me the grown man said he picked a team.
Yeah.
Now you grown man picking teams off of colors,
He
that's a
picked
problem.
Green Bay. No,
You a
as a kid. He
Oh,
picked-
okay.
So
well,
he started
you didn't say he was a kid. You
Yeah, I
said,
said as a kid he liked Green Bay. He
you
picked
said
Green
I
Bay
asked this
because of
gentleman
colors.
why he picked the team. You said because of the color. So I thought a grown man
No,
said, "Oh, I
we-
like gold and green."
No.
I was like, that's why I said it's a chick thing.
No.
As a kid, that's what kids do. So that's what, and I think that's just been me. I'm a Hollywood. I think I'm Hollywood. I really thought you couldn't have told me. I was in a play. I was literally in the 7th grade. I was in a play. I think I was 12. How old are you in the 7th grade? 11 to 12? 11 to 12?
12, 13.
Yeah. Were you 13? No, it's like
In the
13 is
5th
like
grade you're
almost
10. 6th grade you're 11.
Right.
And
So
seventh grade,
right, yeah. So around there, I was in a play on, and I really thought I was a star then. I mean, I was. I didn't get to sing. It was 2 girls. Tanya got to sing "Going Up Yonder," and then Karen, the girl I was dating, was singing "Oh Look at Me, I've Been Set Free," and I got to play. I was playing like a slave cousin to a slave or something like that. It was crazy. But I always thought I was going to be a star. So I think that's part of it. I think I just thought I was going to be there. I do remember my uncles, they were the ones that really knew all the teams. So we were good. We watched college ball a lot. So I did know that Magic Johnson, and I knew that him and Worthy came out at the same time. Like, they both went to the Lakers. So we knew all the talk around was like the Lakers were, had good players. So I was like fine with, I was like, I didn't like the Sixers because my uncles were like psychos. Like you couldn't talk if the game was on. You couldn't really cheer, or you couldn't do nothing. You like if they would lose, you had. I had like with my guy Pop. He like okay, now that's another one. Okay, he lives here. He likes the Dolphins.
What?
All he talks about is the 73 victory. You can't get him to talk about. I mean, really, this unmatched. So far, the closest came to it was Tom Brady, and we saw what happened. That Eli and them said no. But you can't tell him Dolphins ain't good ever. I mean, they ain't the 49ers. We know we beat them in the Super Bowl. You know, that was our second one. We beat the Bengals and then the Dolphins. And you can't tell him nothing. I'm like, they ain't ever gonna beat anything, but you can't tell him that. You would think the Dolphins have been top 10 team, top 5 teams forever. So that's how we did. We just said, okay, whoever you pick, that's what we did though. Whoever you have, I don't care win or lose, that's who you stay with. I've never switched once. I have people that went to the Bulls once Michael Jordan was gone. Oh, I follow players. Then they, all of a sudden they follow players. They was done with the Bulls. When Shaq left the Lakers, let's go back to before that when Magic got AIDS, because remember he was still on there. But when he got the AIDS that year, that's when things you really see he was falling off. Everybody got scared. Nobody wanted to play with him. I saw it coming. I said Magic about to be gone. People left the Lakers. Once the show was over with, I was that's my team. Then I seen people switching. I don't do that. I have this guy. He was a Dallas fan. He was an Eagles fan. He was a Dallas fan. Then he was a Green Bay fan, and now he is a Patriots fan. Come on now. Now come on. To me, if you young and you pick a team, whatever reason you picked it, you stuck with it, fine. But if you switching, I can say I've never switched teams. Those are my 2 teams. Now the funny thing is, I don't mind the Phillies. I don't really care about baseball, but I'll root for the Phillies. I don't really give it there, but
Well, that's why I used to get on my brother all the time, my older brother, because he's a Chicago Bulls fan. That's his team, Chicago Bulls, die hard. Like, I can't tell you how many times I watched Come Fly With Me. Goddamn, going Michael Jordan documentary back in the day. Right, he used to play that so much. That's his team. Yeah. And then his football team was the 49ers.
Okay.
And I said you a bandwagon hopper. I said these teams was winning all the championships and they're your teams.
He went to there after.
I don't know. We were young. Those teams were good. You know what I mean? And that's why I said that.
You're right, because you're 10 years. You're like 7 years younger than me. So he had a chance to pick the winners. My team weren't even.
So the 49ers was top notch with Joe Montana and Jerry Rice kicking the ass when I was young. And then the Bulls with Michael Jordan and them busting ass. So I just always said that to him. You're a bandwagon hopper.
Right. Well, did he change?
No, not that I know of.
So is he still a 49er fan?
He probably don't talk about it.
Well, see. If
he's undercover. That's what it is.
Right. If you gotta wait till they all of a sudden having a good season, or you know what, they picked let's be realistic. The 49ers, the last time they won a Super Bowl was '95 with and then them idiots let Dallas take Deion Sanders the next year. I was like, why would you do that? And then they went to go to the Super Bowl. Right. So that to me, they ain't been good since then. Because I don't count that Colin Kaepernick or that one we did.
Well, they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we went with Colin Kaepernick and with 2 years ago. Lost that one.
Thanks to your coach, right?
That did the same thing. I mean, he did a repeat of the Falcons.
What was it? It was fourth quarter.
It was third and he could have gone. All he had to do was get 1 first down. That's it.
The running back, the first down, got 8 yards or something.
And then all he had to do
threw 3 times.
Yes.
You remember that?
And
I said, "Oh no!"
They were so scared of Guapo doing the interception. I'm like, you're not gonna try one down the field? To me, okay, let's get on this. This is what I never understand about teams. Even if their offense, your offense all of a sudden stutters. Your defense is what will save them the game. All of a sudden, what happened to your defense? That's why I see fixes it. What all of a sudden? How did he score 3 times? In what? Was it 5 something minutes? Yeah. How did he score 3 times in 5 minutes?
It's definitely got to be some fixes.
It's a fix in there.
Because when Atlanta Falcons was up 28 at halftime, ain't no way you lose that game.
Ain't nobody. Your
you still throwing the ball, throwing interceptions and fumbling.
Yes, exactly. Out of nowhere, y'all just broke down. Come on.
Well, see, now you know that Belichick is a cheater.
We know that. Well, everybody knew that. We knew. Now that's the year I was mad with the Eagles. Of course, y'all. That's why the Eagles lost the first time. We all know that. What we saw at Spy Cam, they should have won that game. Y'all should have 2. Truthfully, y'all should have 2. Mm-hmm. And then they wouldn't let it happen. I said they probably got a satellite right now watching this game. Eagles ain't gonna lose this to that fool. They probably over there with a black screen. I said they probably got everything you could think of. They probably got cold blockers. They said we are not losing this game. Now that's the one I will say this: when if we're not in, I don't hate on the Eagles. I don't hate on the Eagles. I don't hate on the Sixers. Now being realistic, I don't feel the Sixers have a shot in hell if the Nets come out of this the winners. Can they maybe beat the Bucks? What do you think?
I think if Embiid is healthy, I mean healthy, not no bullshit. If he's healthy, I think we can beat either one of them. Not confidently, but I think we can give him a run. You know what I mean?
Because what he said.
Yeah, with the Nets, I'm like, but so far they locking it up.
Well, James Harden got hurt in the first second of the game, so he's not coming back.
I'm looking at but they still hanging it. That's the thing about them. You got 3 superstars for like real deal superstars. One can go down. We had Mr. Glass. I've never seen it like this. Like I really haven't seen a player that young get hurt like that. And where nobody can have a definable moment how you even got hurt.
Well, that's the thing. When Embiid got hurt, I said this is the same shit Coop talking about. He hurt his ass and he grabbed his knee.
And his knee.
How your knee messed up when you fell on your ass? And then you still played a couple more plays after that.
What did they wind up saying it was? His that's so right. He did. So that's weird because he fell on his behind, but he did grab his knee. That's where your meniscus is at. So I'm gonna tell you what it felt like because I had 2 of them. So one day, this is how I know how I did mine. I was in the gym. And instead of stretching the right way, which is just doing regular stretches, I got fancy. Like, you know what? To make me get a deeper stretch, I'll put dumbbells in my hand, and that'll give me more weight down. One day I went to go down, and I tell you, it felt like somebody took a scalpel and went right down the back of my leg. But I ain't paying no mind. I just felt this sharp cut. What I felt. I ain't paying no mind. Nothing was going on. So about 2 weeks later, I'm waiting for my partner to come in. Board was at TSA. We was working out, and he said, I'm on my way. That's okay. I'm going to go on the treadmill. I went on the treadmill. I was jogging for like 3 minutes. All of a sudden, I just felt like I couldn't even move my knee. It just felt like I couldn't even bend it. So I stopped. About a few weeks later, I was at work. About that Friday, I woke up. It was like a baseball was in my knee. So I went to the doctor, found out it was meniscus. I didn't know what it was. And a good doctor would have said, rehab it. This fool said, go get a surgery. When I went to Penn after my second one, he said the doctor should have never did that. He should have just told you to rehab it. He said the only people that benefit off of surgery is the doctor. He said because it got worse.
Well, that's what they said. They said they said once you do that, if you get surgery, it's never going to be the same, and it's going to easily be messed up again.
Yeah, I'm trying
so
to
if Embiid gets surgery, we in trouble.
Yeah.
That's just the bottom line.
If he act like he can't rehab,
he got to have the mindset that I'm gonna rehab it without the surgery.
But the thing is, though, rehab it ain't gonna be quick. So if either way, he's not gonna be playing for a while. It's 59.
Yeah, 59-48.
Oh, the next day they taking off now.
Well,
it was like 2 points.
Bucks won the first quarter.
Right, it was
and then they came back in the second quarter.
It was very close. It was like a close. Now
so it was 32-30 the first quarter. Then this quarter is 29-16. So they're running up on them.
So getting back to that, my knee So I was spending so much time trying to put my weight on that knee. I wound up messing this one up. So then I had to get a surgery on this one. Not until maybe like in the recent years did it even start feeling where I could even do anything. Now I can
making
walk.
my knee hurt just talking about it.
Why, you had a problem with yours?
No, I ain't got no problem. I'm just feeling funny right now.
Now I'm in the sauna and I just walk. I don't run. This is the thing about it. I'm too scared to try to run because I don't want to do nothing to it. But so I just get on there and walk, and I get a 3.5. And I do that 30 minutes a day, every day, 7 days a week. But I do weights Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I walk every day. And I go in the sauna about 15 to 20 minutes after that. And that's been helping me. So with injury like that in the pro basketball, they got doctors. He should be able to get that done and be back for.
But you gotta have the mindset, and I don't think he has the mindset.
You gotta have the mindset that you going. He just looks to me. I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. When I look at Embiid, I just see a big oafy kid. Every time I look at him, I just see a big oafy kid that whines and cries like he did when they lost to the Raptors. The ugly cry. I was just like, this is a big whiny kid. So to me, like you said, when I don't see no fight, and I thought Howard was supposed to help him with that.
Well, he did kind of, sort of. He did. He has been playing better in terms of like being.
They said Howard was supposed to give him yo man, you're a big man. I don't understand to these big men. Why don't people want to work out? What is with these? I don't get this. Why doesn't anybody want to condition their body? What is with this?
He's 300 pounds. He should be cut and strong. You know, he shouldn't be flabby.
But
He's flabby.
Can it be like
he can't even run up and down the court?
New school way of playing basketball?
I think it's lazy.
It's laziness. Yes,
It's
I mean,
lazy.
because Shaq, you seen when he was heavy, and then when he slimmed down, when he slimmed down, that's how we went 3 straight. Then Kobe, that's why him and Kobe started having arguments because he slacked off. Kobe's like, yo, if you stay in shape, and he said it. That's what Kobe said. He said if Shaq would have just conditioned himself, he said we would still win championships. And they would have. But Shaq was just a big fat. Just I'm gonna get fat and I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna do what I want to do. You say something.
It's almost like he's the biggest man on the block, so I'm just gonna back you up and dunk on you. Like how when Mike Tyson was thinking the same way with Tyson.
Exactly.
I don't gotta train him. I don't gotta do combinations. I'm just gonna knock people out, just going for the killer punch.
That always work with somebody else's condition.
Right. Did y'all see the Mike Tyson series?
I haven't watched it yet. Yeah,
I heard it's good though.
But I just sometimes you live in life, you done seen it. You know, I lived through it. I lived through every moment of it. So I was like, okay, I know what it's going to be. Yeah. And I truthfully didn't want to get to the part where he got married to that crazy Robin Gibbons.
Her and her mom.
And that craziness, and then Don.
I like Robin. I like Robin Gibbons.
You like that crazy pug nose? I never thought she was pretty. I thought she was like a pug.
I thought she was okay, not like how they made her seem.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, she has she's ranked high on the sex appeal.
You think
yours?
That?
Mine.
One of my wife's favorite movies is that Eddie Murphy one.
Boomerang.
Boomerang. She loves that movie, and I'm like, this movie is crazy. You know what I mean?
I walked out. What happened? I took my god brother. He was young, and to me, when they started getting it, I said, "This is too much." I had to leave because I said, "This is too much." I felt I shouldn't have taken him there, so we left. He was mad, but I said, "Let's go."
She loved that movie, and I just break it down to her all the time about all the stupid shit that's going on in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of movies, TV shows, they canceled Jupiter's Legacy.
They should have. The movie was as weird as the show was weird as I don't know what, and it was cheesy. The only good part, like I told you, I only liked the guy with the teleporter. Because the rest of them, it was just like it was just too. You know what's getting on my nerve too? I had to say this. Every one of these shows, when they have these superheroes, it's always the white male who is the most powerful one.
Right.
It's never ever any. It is. It's
that's true.
They're always the one that is they're the one that can't be defeated. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to think of some kind of way. They are the alpha of the show.
Well, you got Black Lightning, but everybody on the show is black. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that because me and my wife was talking about Black Panther today, and I said they always got to be the hero. I said so they bring this guy to Wakanda. And then he wound up being a hero to save the day by just driving the plane. I said they didn't need him in there, but a lot of times these movies won't get the green light unless you throw him in there. You know what I mean?
You got to throw them in there. You don't got to throw them in there.
She was watching, I guess it's Beauty Shop with Queen Latifah and them in the barbershop, and I was like, why is all these this seemed like a hood spot? But you have these white women coming in here that got money. Yeah. You have a white girl in here. I said, these hood beauty shops that black women own, there wouldn't be that many white people coming here. Like for one, the black ladies don't know how to do the white women hair the way they want it. Unless they get in the hood white girl hairstyle.
No, that's not true because that's what they learn on. Every dial they learn on, the hair is straight like that.
Yeah, but when I walk past those salons downtown, I don't see no black girls in there.
Well, we ain't gonna hire you. Of course, we know. The thing is, you were trained.
What I'm saying is, you get who has your type of hair. You know what I mean? So they're gonna get somebody. A white woman would get a white woman or a gay white guy or somebody like that to do their hair, and a black woman would get a black female or a gay black dude to do her hair.
Well, barbershop had the white guy in there too.
See that.
Oh my goodness!
And then of course, Coming to America had one in there, but he wasn't cutting nobody hair. He was just sitting there.
Yeah.
The Jewish guy talking trash.
Yeah. You never seen Barbershop. No. Barbershop was it's a little outdated.
With Ice Cube and them. Yeah,
it's outdated.
It was like that was that little moment of those little black barbershop feel and the hair stuff. Then you had the spin on the B movies was Barber Lane or hair do and all.
Oh, you lost me now.
Well, when you get the bootleg, remember the '90s was like bootleg central.
Yeah.
What they should have. So you could go by and find like 60 different barber type movie. The movie that will be a hit movie, it'd be 60 spinoffs or some kind of bootleg one.
Now, I had asked Philip about the show Ragnarok on Netflix.
I can't watch it. It just seems cheesy. I was just like, what is this about?
Hey, you gotta.
I watched the the preview of it, and it looked good. I don't know if I can keep reading the whole screen though, because I usually lay down when I watch.
Oh, you might not have it, but
They
is
got
it
the dubbed
in English on Netflix?
It is, no, it's
just subtitles.
It's like subtitle.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right.
And that's another reason. It was a particular show I wanted to watch. It was an Asian show, a movie. Like I thought I was gonna like it. I was like, what is this? I'm like, I'm not sitting there. Now I like the funny thing is an American movie. I like to have subtitles, not subtitles. I like to have the caption,
right?
Where because sometimes I want to hear every word, so I'll have the captions on. But I ain't for sitting there on every movie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When I was younger, I could do that. I used to do the karate movies, everything.
Well, we all did. Yeah,
I can do all that now. Now that I'm older, it's like I'm laying down, putting the movie on. I'm gonna pass out if I got to keep reading the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ragnarok. I can say that the second season is better than the first season.
I can't even get past I don't think I got past like 15 minutes. I was like, maybe I ain't getting a chance. And then the guy looks weird. I'm like, he just look crazy.
Yeah, that's why you gotta see. You gotta stick with.
You talking about Thor?
Yeah,
and that's Thor. Oh, he's Thor. That's what he's
it's
supposed
Ragnarok. Yeah, it's about Thor.
I said,
but see,
I
going
kind
in
of figured
it
out in the other seasons where I saw him. He had this, and I think in this season,
he's getting the hammer.
In his hand. So maybe I got maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I got.
But it's think of like how I told you. Think about like Arrow and like these like kind of young teens, young adult TV shows. But it's better than that. But it's Thor, but they're doing it in modern times. Like Loki is his brother.
Y'all want some chips or anything?
No, I'm alright.
Loki is his brother.
I want some food.
That's what I want, some food.
Yeah. So what we gonna order?
You got it. I was gonna go to
Visions?
No.
You ever been to Visions?
Elaine's. What
Is it Bar Roses too?
Roses. After this, and get some more Chinese food.
Oh, you ever been to Visions?
No, what's that?
It's in Yaden. It's a guy. It's a black. He used to work at the airport. He used to work at Dugan's, and he opened his own restaurant over here in Yaden on Church Lane. He makes like he makes like salmon with like lobster biscuit sauce. He makes like turkey meatloaf. He makes crazy.
Where is
like
this on Church Lane?
It's right on the corner. It's on you know that where the fire station is at when you come across that bridge. So you keep going around that bend. When you fit, you know how you go. If you the fire station is here, but that's Church Lane. So you keep going all the way around. You know you go around that little bend. When you get to the first light, his store is right there. And look, is it
on Church Lane?
It's right on the Church Lane.
Is it good? You talking about going towards that little
Jamaican
bridge?
Breeze is at Jamaica, Bahama Breeze or whatever it's called, Jamaican Breeze. The bridge. You come across the bridge. You going towards the bridge or away? Okay, so you coming up here. So that Jamaican joint, Breeze joint, you talking about is like right
on
there.
Oh, he talking about the strip. Remember I told you that back in the day, that used to be like the strip back in the day with the dollar movie.
So Jamaican Breeze is right there. His store is on that corner.
Oh, okay. So it's right where the post office is. The post
office is right across the street from it. Man, his food is good.
Back in the day,
he got like fried chicken. He has like turkey meatloaf, regular meatloaf. Yam. He makes like this. He don't make like the regular kind of yam. We got pieces. He makes like the poom, like the where it's like the pudding type, real good. So I was hoping, I was like, maybe I can take them over there if they haven't been to Visions.
No, I ain't. No. Back in the day, that used to be the strip. Cause the dollar.
They still got some. I like that. There's still all of them are still black businesses. So I like that.
The dollar movie used to be there.
So I got a wife now, so I got to check out and see what's for dinner. You know what I mean? Cause she'll be pissed if I come home with some food and then she already cooking.
Good.
She know I'm right around the corner though. You know what I mean? But she probably cooks something because she's always cooking.
You know what I mean? So maybe we need to go to Phil house and eat.
So yeah,
we need to call her and see what she cooking, so I'll bring something over there. You know me, I'll get dessert.
So check out
Ragnarok. Check out Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Got you.
I don't want to give it all away because it's
all right, but I'll check it out now. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So getting back to that though, when are we gonna eat? Are we gonna eat? You do this and eat?
What you want to end it now?
No, it's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah, we got. We can go for an hour. So you got about what? Good 8 minutes left.
All right, we'll do that. Yeah. So what we going? So what we talking about now?
Well, we want to talk about how we was talking about. You know what's coming. We gonna talk about Stephen Curry.
All right.
We
So
told
what happened?
you.
Okay. Yeah. What happened? Yeah.
We told you.
Now
you was comparing Stephen Curry with Steph Curry, and I said that how can you compare the two? Because both of them had the same ability. So Philip, he's the Mr. Analytical. He got on there, and we found out that Steph Curry had a better 3-point average than Steph Curry.
Okay.
So
he just doesn't get to take as many shots.
Okay,
that's
so
your fighting argument. That
right, but he took as many shots the last game, and what happened? He had 30 points.
No, I'm saying my argument before that. So I see what you're talking about now. Now you said that if they release him, the way they release
Yes.
Steph, he could do better.
Well,
Yeah,
it's your offense. Your offense is
Right.
geared to.
So they geared to us. So I agree. I'm not a person. If it's proven, I'm not gonna sit there and say, okay, with that time, yes, I was arguing it. On that day, y'all caught me off guard anyway because I don't know. Look at man, they really are locking it up. They ain't letting nobody's letting nobody get too far away.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to ball.
Exactly. See, okay, we get on that too.
Go ahead.
But that's what I understand. To me, they make a shot. At least make when you if you have somebody down by like somehow, if you somehow get somebody down by 15 points, you ever hear your team up and next thing you know they back up. Where did y'all stop making a shot at? Okay, how is that possible? We up by 15, they make a shot, you make one. How do you just all of a sudden they got back up within 15? That should never be happening.
Oh, okay, but basketball is always about
Well,
runs
any
anyway.
sport. I'm talking about any sport. If we the 28. How is it that y'all the whole game we 4 touchdowns past you? When did y'all just not even try to get a field goal to keep some space?
But see, that might be a Belichick.
See,
thing.
no, I agree right along with you. I never understood how somebody gets stuck. You get this big man get stuck. Now all of a sudden they're the best defense in the world and y'all can't make shots and y'all can't move the ball.
But basketball is always about runs. We see runs all the time.
It is, but when you got superstars on that level, you can kill a run. Just make a shot.
A shot. That's all you do.
A lot of that is referees because
that's another thing.
You can't. A lot of times teams get that lead and then they get soft. They stop getting aggressive. They start bullshitting around just to run a clock, thinking they got a nice lead, while the other team is still going hard to try to get back in it.
Or what were you doing? I think too, because obviously you were doing something, and you can't. I think what it is, you can't operate at that pace the whole game. Right. When you get somebody down by 20, you obviously had D on them, but I think to be able to D somebody up for 40, however long it goes, minutes straight, you can't really do it. So that's how they get to do it back. But it's still you shouldn't be right back there. You should not always come back from 20 points. This shouldn't be happening. But anyway, on that point, I can agree. Okay, yes, he definitely. I was like, wow, he turned into a whole new. To me, I was like, he turned into a whole new person.
Well, we've been following his career since he came in the league. But my big thing was when I was young, their dad was in the league, and I used to like the Hornets, and he used to hit them threes, and I used to play on the beat. That's all he did was sit behind the line, and if he was there and you put it on his hands, that was money. Right. So he probably taught his kids. Mastered his three, you know what I mean? This is going to be what you do. They definitely
have mastered it. I mean, but what? So how did Clay master? Who taught him to have mastered it?
His dad. Oh, I don't know about his dad. Because his dad didn't shoot threes, though.
But he still was good. I mean, knowing ball. I mean, you're going to teach a kid. You know, that's amazing, too, that you can be, because obviously we know Jordan's sons ain't turned out to be nothing. So it don't mean.
But that could be Jordan, too. Jordan probably was so hard on them that they said, the hell with this.
Somebody was doing an article on that. They say even when he was accepted, I think, in the Hall of Fame, or some award he was accepting, the comment he made towards his kid, it was like, that was crazy. It was some comment like, trying to measure up to me. I know that was crazy, but, that couldn't happen. Like, it was like almost a put down to his kids in front of everybody. So you could see that. Some people can't, like my friend Ron, everybody like to say, I'm competitive, I'm this, that. I said, God, I don't believe God's going to give you, he got all daughters. I said, I think God knew not to give you a son because I think you would have been horrible to have a son. This man competes with anybody. The moment he sees competition or there's something to compete for, he just acts psycho. I said, I can see you now beating your son down, not even giving your son confidence. I believe that's why he doesn't have a relationship with his two brothers, his younger brothers. They wanted an older brother that's supposed to love them and help them be better. You tried to crush him on everything. If he played checkers with him, he crushed him. If he played chess with him, he crushed him. If he played basketball, he crushed him. Your whole thing is crush everybody and not help anybody. That's why you don't have a relationship with them. And I was literally thinking about that today. Like, some people can't handle competition. And, like, some stars, like Michael Jordan, I could believe he probably couldn't handle it. I'm the greatest. That's what I was going to be.
Right. There's no reason for his kids not to be some sort of success in the NBA.
Look at LeBron James' son.
LeBron, Dwayne Wade, like all these other Clay,
because they're totally different.
Exactly.
They're not trying to beat their kids down and be the best. When I was in foster care, my foster brother, was a doctor. Well, her and her husband were professors. I've never seen any kid fight their parent until that day. So I was sitting, I was in the kitchen. They started arguing. I left. I said, because this is just going to go into another argument. I went out. I never imagined that it was going to turn into a physical fight inside there. And I was sitting there like, black, coming from black family, you ain't nobody fight their mother. In my family, my mom has 13 brothers and sisters. You'd be dead if you even think about that happening. But so what I started seeing is this lady's in competition with her daughter. Like instead of making your daughter be better, you in competition with her. Like, and I didn't understand. I'm like, how about you just help her? So some people can't handle that. Some parents are in competition with their kids. Instead of helping their kids, they sitting there, no, you ain't gonna beat me. You can't beat it. Okay, that makes no sense. You want your kid to be not an success. I don't know. So, like you said, with the Currys, I guess he did do that. So I can agree. I was wrong. I'm not even arguing. But that day y'all had me. It's caught me off guard because I don't know when we get into those things. My voice was going for 2 days. I was mad with y'all. I was hot. Because I like to sing around my house. I woke up that literally I was driving. I was coming from the gym. And I tried to hit a note. It was like, I was like, damn, no. I said, they had me. I said, I'm using. That's why I didn't know. I'll be honest with you. As we were coming up to this, y'all had my whole week off. I was like, I do not want to be in here arguing and act like a psycho on this podcast. I said, I know how I get. If I get on a point, I get all loud. The good thing is I like that too. That we understood that. Even though it's your house and then you're in my house, if we having an argument on force, that's what we have. It ain't like I'm arguing with you, like disrespecting you in your house. Some people be trying to make that, all right, man, you're in my house. Don't do that. If we talk about sports, don't try to make it serious, right. Turn it into that. We arguing about sports. We not agreeing. This ain't me disrespecting you in your house. If we in my house.
Well, you see that in the news all the time. It'd be a Super Bowl party. Next thing you know, somebody shot arguing over the game.
Like, come on, man. Y'all was. It's a team. Y'all, that ain't y'all team. Even if it is your team, you can't go shooting somebody. So that's just crazy. Yeah. Now, go ahead. I've seen people, my guy Pop. If his team lose, like the Dolphins lose, he go outside and destroy the tape. That's when they used to take.
He lose all the time. So he's
like, oh my God, I'm trying to tell you, you get kicked out. You come out, you say something, he kick you out the house. I done kicked out the house. I came down the stairs one day. Oh, they lose a guy. I start laughing. You can get out. Like that's how. But see, to me, that's crazy.
So I know he hated the Buffalo Bills.
Oh my God, bro, he hates everybody because everybody whooped it behind.
Thurman Thomas was
who could care less? But the thing about them, let's talk about them for just a second. That's like the most embarrassing record on earth.
Oh no, we not.
Who
we
goes
ain't going
to
there.
four? Who goes to 4 Super Bowls?
The first one, it was close. They were supposed to win the first one. The second one, the third one, and the fourth one, they was underdogs.
But the thing is that you went though. How could you keep going 4 years?
They got beat by the better team.
No, they didn't.
No,
yes,
I'm
they
not
did.
talking about that they lose. I'm just talking about how did they get out of the same divisions 4 years
because
in a row.
they were the best team in the AFC.
That's crazy that nobody could beat them and they went 4 times. That's crazy.
Thurman Thomas is my all-time favorite.
You like him,
player.
Yeah.
So I
felt bad for him. I felt bad for Barry Sanders. To be that good without a line that Emmitt Smith had and not win a championship.
That's what happens when the owners or the GM or whatever you want to call it don't want to put any money.
They don't do nothing.
The Eagles. It's NFL Throwback Channel. I think we talked about. Well, I brought it out on Twitter.
Well, that's Philly to me. I felt Philly teams period just didn't know how to put any money or.
They played the Eagles versus San Francisco 49ers. It was back when Randall and Vegas.
Oh, I believe me. I almost broke the TV that day. You talking about when they beat us 49?
No. San Francisco won.
No, okay. This one was. Remember when Randall whooped them? It was the score was 48. They was calling us the 48ers. It was 48 to something. That was when he first started. When people discovered he had that long. Right. Randall could just throw. He could just walk back and throw the ball down the field like it wasn't nothing. So anyway, go ahead.
And they had the 49ers. But the game was close until the end. The 49ers won. And I'm like looking at this team. I'm like, that defense. Joe Montana couldn't do nothing defensively until they got tired at the end.
He wasn't defense. Joe Montana was offense.
No, the defense. He couldn't handle the Eagles' defense.
Okay.
Until the fourth quarter. I think the defense got tired. But I'm like, damn. Randall had no wide receivers, no running back. Tight end was good.
Right.
The offensive line was serviceable because if Randall got in trouble, he can always run.
Almost never had parts that they did. And when they had a good team, what was the year bringing home for Jerome? The next team, that was the team they had. Then Jerome died, right. And then after that, they still had they had a bring home for Jerome. But it seemed like every Philly year, when they get close to winning, they start trading everybody. So you was right on that. give everybody away, don't do it, and they don't buy it. And that's why I said what I said. I know if you on my page, I said to Phil because I didn't know what you were laughing at. I didn't know if you were laughing at me, the way I looked on there, or you was laughing at my comment. So I said, I don't know how he's trying to come at me, but I'm gonna put my comment down. So I put on there, we gonna win another ring before y'all win one. And the reason I said that is because I know the Lakers, they don't have no problem spending money. They don't have no problem making moves. But Philly teams, they just have a problem with spending or picking or doing the right thing.
When they do, they win because the Phillies that year when they went to the World Series, they spent money and they got themselves a ring.
And that's very rare in Philadelphia when they
the Eagles. They finally spent money on a receiver,
and
got
T.O.
and went to the Super Bowl.
Yep. And then they loved that, but we all know that's only happened. We can't even count that because they cheated. I believe they should have won that. And then McNabb got sick all of a sudden out of nowhere. Somebody put in his drink.
Now, did he really get sick? Did he really get sick?
I don't know, but he was throwing up. I don't know if he was sick or not. We don't know what
well, that's the rumor. It's not been confirmed. You know what I mean? The two players that said that was two players that didn't like him. So how far did he threw up? So how far can you say
it wasn't confirmed that he was?
It's not. It wasn't confirmed.
Like he said, it's 1,000 cameras in the Super Bowl, and none of them have any pictures of him throwing.
Well, you wouldn't really. I mean, the thing about you in the huddle, when you spit up on it in the huddle, and you come out of it and just go ahead, nobody would see it.
I don't know about that.
There should be something there. They gotta clean something up. Like, God damn.
Clean something on the football field. Huh? You ever see somebody run on the football
on the field?
Clean something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but how many times have you seen somebody throw up on the field though? That's what I'm saying. So it's not confirmed.
That was just weird though. But it was odd.
Like
Terrell had a lot to say about it.
Well, Terrell never said he saw it. He said somebody told him. So now you get another third.
Terrell was crazy.
Year
he
saying
just seemed to be psycho. And lose it. I don't know. I still don't get him how he couldn't get his together.
Well, he lost it because he got a McNabb fake. Yo, I was wide open. Throw me the ball. And McNabb told him sit your ass down or shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
and that's when you frustrated.
Don't even say, which is where he's.
And I can believe it because when you're frustrated, the last thing you want to hear is, "Yo, I was open while you were throwing." When you're my number one target and I'm throwing you the ball all the time, if I missed you, obviously I was probably getting pressured and getting knocked on my ass.
Right.
I don't need you to come over and say, "Yo, I was wide open." Come on now. So he probably, out of frustration, said, "Shut the fuck up." You know what I mean?
Yeah, he told me.
And that was the end of it after that.
Yeah, he would, but I think he was just his mindset was just he just couldn't keep he thought he was one of the ones. But I said earlier, he thought more of himself than he was, and he was good, but he just became.
Well, he got the thing was he wanted a new contract after he just got that new contract and he just got that big signing bonus. Because he came back faster than he was supposed to, he wanted a new contract. And they was like, "No, we just gave you a signing bonus and a new contract." And that was the big issue right there. Then he acted a fool, talking shit.
Yeah, he just couldn't keep a locker room together. He really blackballed himself.
Yeah.
Because I was amazed that he never got back in. I was like, wow, they really done with him. I was shocked. I was like, they really done with Terrell Owens.
Because wide receivers are a dime a dozen. If you found him, then you can definitely find another one.
He always say McNabb had his best year with me. Maybe so, but you also had your best year with McNabb. Right. Y'all together team. So if you split that, you can't just say, "Well, I made him have his best year." But we talking about his best year. His best year was that year when you played with McNabb.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I always wonder how they lose it where they can't get themselves like Antonio Brown. Amazingly, they really gave him another chance. I thought for sure he was done, especially when the sex thing came out. Right. But here go Tom Brady. I guess Tom Brady said, "Listen, I know what to pick." He knew what to pick, and it got him a Super Bowl.
Well, remember when he when he first got dropped from his team? What team was it that dropped Antonio
Pittsburgh.
Brown? After that.
He was there for like 2 seconds. But no, the Patriots.
Yeah.
They dropped because that's when the sex scandal came out, and they said, "Okay, we can't have this," so they dropped him.
I thought somebody else was supposed to get him.
The Raiders?
It was the Raiders. That's what it was. The Raiders.
Right.
Okay, so when it was the Raiders, when the Raiders dropped him, that's when he moved in with Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. So that's why Tom Brady built that with the Patriots. That's when he moved in with him. So that's when he got to know him, and that's why he fought to get him in Tampa Bay. You know what I mean?
I think he also knew he had talent. He ain't stupid. He's like, "Listen, this ain't going nowhere. This chick, thankfully it ain't really." Because I don't really believe. Some of these things I just don't believe. I'm like, y'all whores know what y'all doing. Y'all be out there trying to give it up when they don't do what you want to do. You know you can make a story, and it really is to me as an athlete. As an athlete, you need to be more careful than anybody. Because you are target number one, for stuff like that.
The thing is, if you was an athlete and you're young, don't get married. When you do get married, be out of the game and be with that girl for a little while before you say, "Okay, this is what I'm married."
Derek Jeter.
Right. So when you sit there and you're young and you get married, these girls are just trying to have your baby and they set for life.
They was divorced and then she was with Ben the next weekend. I said, was this already happening?
No, that's Alex Rodriguez you talking about.
Oh, right. I was Jenny.
Derek Jeter pretty much did what he said. Single. Soon as when he was on his downturn, I think that's when he got in a relationship. After when he retired, that's when he got married and started having children. Pretty much what he just said.
That's crazy.
Because all these young girls, they see money when they look at you and they say, well, shit, if I have this baby, I ain't got to be with him. I'm set for life.
That's
you
what
know
they do.
I mean?
As soon as they have one. I mean, because I told you, none of these guys that marry these women, they're not even around. I mean, especially the ones that married, the black guys that marry white girls. You don't see no long term ones. None of them. Not. You can almost name me one. Name me one that's been around, that's still with. Like name a NBA guy that went out and got a white wife and is still with her. Like after years, it don't happen. Because my buddy said this. He said, I believe they know. You go get one, you have a baby, you set, and then you take your money back to your...
But with divorce rates being at like 51, 52%, shit, you can say that about black women too. Like, ain't nobody staying together these days. You know what I mean? And when you got money, it's real easy to walk away.
With them, I think they go out for that. They target that. I think they definitely... Because they don't go for no average Joe Smo. They want an athlete. I mean, I'm not...
Right, so
like the girl, she put the girl on blast. The one that did, remember it was a few months ago, the white girl, her friend said, you didn't like black guys in high school. You wouldn't even talk to them. Now all of a sudden you want, she put her on blast. She said, you talk trash about black guys and now you want an athlete. So she put her on blast, like you only there for the money. You do not love this guy. You want the money. She said you wouldn't even talk to, or look at a black guy in high school. That's how you know.
So it drives me crazy when like my wife is watching Basketball Wives and stuff like that, and I'm like, none of these people is married. This girl was crazy. This girl was a fiance. This was a girlfriend. Exactly. This is a baby mom.
That's the worst. The Basketball Wives. That's one of the worst ones.
You surprised me because I didn't even know that show was still on.
Well, I don't think it. I don't know. I think you're talking about when it was on. Because that's when I watched it when it was on. You know, I did Shawnee and them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, half of y'all ain't even married. How's it called Basketball Wives when they ain't halfway? Johnny wasn't even married at the time. She was married. She wasn't even married to Shaq. I mean,
there was only one person that was married. And that was the Christies.
Gloria, I think, was still with
Matt Barnes.
Yeah, but the Christies, they're the only one that is married. Everybody else didn't.
Yeah, I was like, this is.
I think the show
is the longest one. She's the longest. I think that's one of the longest ones you can find.
She scooped him when he was a young boy.
Exactly.
And she probably beat his ass.
She's older than him.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and she's right. She's beating him because this boy like whipped.
Like physically beat him?
Listen,
yeah, put
she
them
said
hands on
he
him.
would come. She would check his. She said she would check his nutsack to see if it was full when he came home off of trips. She said she's telling other girls how you check out, how you know if he been messing around. She said if it ain't full, then he been out there. I said, what?
Doug Christie.
Doug Christie. But when you look at him like Doug Christie, I mean, you can tell he was one of the boys. I mean, come on. He looked like he was raised around somebody. And the thing is, she ain't even all that. I'm like, what does she look like? I'm like, maybe, because we didn't see all that. Maybe when she was 20-something, she must have been like bad. Cause I was like, this girl look like somebody odd. Like, every time I look at her, I was like, how does she become a basketball wife? Like, you ain't even a dime piece.
Well, I think the one girl, what's her name, Erica? You know, the tall one, look like a model. She's real pretty.
But she like one of the first.
She was on the show too.
Erica, yeah, I know Erica. Right?
Well, her ex, I don't know if they was married. Yeah. He got the hickey. Remember him in the NBA?
Yes. Oh my God.
The big small.
Eric Williams.
Yeah. See, a lot of them, like, well, what's the name? Guy? Listen, anytime the boy could get away for, on the Sixers, I used to turn. I tell my brother, I said, listen, I'm going until he finished shooting foul shots. I'm looking away from the TV.
Scary boy,
Tyrone
Hill.
Oh my God! I said, if he shoots fouls, just tell me when he finished, because when you shoot a foul, they get up on your face. But that boy got away. I said, if he can get away, it's about money. And I hate to say that because God created people. Everybody, all God's creatures. I'm just like, whoa. I was like, remember they used to make a joke about what's his name? What's that? He made it about Sam Cassell. That's another one. They said the boy made a joke. He was like, he ran past Sam Cassell, and when they looked back at him, they said Sam Cassell looked back and said, "There will be more." You're like an alien. I was crying.
Yeah, he was a scary dude.
He a coach on your team.
We just talking about look. We talking about skills.
Yeah, him and Hale, boy, I was just like, listen, turn it. Just let me know when they finish. So, but that to me, you know, you got money, women in the COVID. You know, you can get somebody.
Well, all right, Coop. What's your social media?
COOP_K19 is Instagram, and then COOP capital ER. So it's Coop Like you gotta capitalize that E, or you never find me.
All right, you can reach the Judgmentals on Facebook and Twitter at P&L Judgmentals, Instagram at the2_Judgmentals, or you can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. Thanks a lot, Coop, for joining with us.
No problem, man.
Hey, yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look. You can check the status on my level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, woke that, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my friends is at.